Welcome to episode 358, where I'm speaking with Vaidya Jayarajan Kodikannath, aka Dr. J, and we talk about the principles of Vedic farming and the sustainable nature of these ancient practices, why they're so important in the modern world, and how they helped promote plant consciousness. So please stay tuned. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. Imagine unlocking the secrets of plant consciousness to elevate your well-being. Kerala Ayurveda Academy invites you to explore this transformative journey through the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda. Courses are offered both online and in the scenic Bay Area, California, allowing learners of all levels to immerse themselves in this profound ancient knowledge. As fall sessions begin soon is the perfect time to deepen your understanding and connect with nature's wisdom. Use the code ELEMENTS to receive $100 off tuition for the Ayurvedic certification programs and embark on a path towards holistic balance. To learn more and register, visit keralaayurveda.us/courses, and you can find all those links in the show notes. Hello and welcome back to the Elements of Ayurveda podcast. Today I'm very happy to welcome back Vaidya Jayarajan Kodikannath, who is a visionary, a classical trained Ayurveda doctor, and an accomplished teacher representing a lineage of Ayurvedic practitioners from Kerala, India. He is the CEO and Academy Director of Kerala Ayurveda USA and is the president of NAMA, the National Ayurveda Medical Association in the US, with a mission to make Ayurveda as a credible profession in the Western world. Dr. J, welcome back to the podcast. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Hello, Colette. Namaste.
Namaste.
So happy to be here back again on your wonderful platform that really enriches the knowledge base sharing with the communities and, the awareness about the Vedic systems. So thank you.
Thank you. Much appreciated for those kind words. And today we're going to talk about, I know, something you're very passionate about. I've heard it in my classes with you over the years. It's plant consciousness and Vedic agriculture. And I know from a young age, you were exposed to these very holistic farming methods. Is that correct?
That's right. I'm coming from a farming family, a Vaidya family. My maternal side is my grandparents, Vaidyas, yoga, Ayurveda, spirituality, healing. My paternal side, more farming. And yes, and I'm so glad that we are having this conversation today because this is dear to me. And this is what I want to really bring to the modern world when we are moving away from living in sync with the nature, living with the nature, and considering our living entities around us, the plants and animals, as a part of us. So that is, I want to really nurture in the world for future, because that can only give you sustainable health and longevity for the earth.
Absolutely. Yes. How we nurture the plants from their conception to when we eat them is how they're going to nurture us, right? So I think let's start here, Dr. J, with what is plant consciousness, please?
Okay. So from a Vedic standpoint, Ayurvedic standpoint, all living beings are coming from the mother nature. Like how we started our life as a single cell in mother's womb. Every living entity, that is humans, animals, birds, fishes, plants, every worm, every grass, starts their journey as a single cell from the mother nature. They carry the same material from the Mother Nature. We are sharing the resources of Mother Nature, the energy, the consciousness. So plants are considered as a living entity with the body, the energetics, and the consciousness. So in Ayurveda, when, for example, if you are taking bark of a tree or a seed as a healing ingredient, you are not just looking at the chemical active, the ingredient, but you are harnessing the material benefit, the energetic benefit, as well as the plant consciousness. Then only that become a complete healing, therapeutic ingredient for you. Because our imbalances happening in our system is not just material imbalance. So that is why the whole Vedic, teachings about plants are a part of our family. We honor them, we respect them. Do you know that in Indian culture, we honor and celebrate plants? There are certain rituals. Every day we lit the lamp in the evening and honor the tulsi in our front yard, right? And there are rituals of even harvesting plants. We seek permission from the plants for harvesting. For example, if you want to take a bark of a tree, we will not just go and cut and take the bark. No, they are living entities, right? Supporting us. So there are methodologies. We go and there are rituals seeking the permission from the tree as well as the living entities living on the tree. And we won't cut the whole bark. There will be only 1/3 of the bark cut, and we'll keep a healing paste with us, with the soil from the termite hill, with the cow dung and certain other ingredients as a fine paste. And we take the bark in that specification and apply this paste to heal that wound. We never take bark from the southwestern side of a tree, because in the summer, the sun is from the southwestern side and it will affect the plant life, its energy. So there's so much of intelligence, principles, and we follow to live in sync with the nature, preserving the nature, the plants, etc. So
fascinating, and such a difference from how we do agriculture today, right? Where it's getting the most out of the plant, getting the most out of the soil, and not respecting the cycles and the plant itself. So this is why it's great we're having this conversation. I know there certainly is a drive towards regenerative farming now and sustainable farming, which is great. But to get this information out there is important. And so these guidelines that you talked about, harvesting at a certain time and how to respect the plant, ask for permission and so on, the Ayurvedic text provided this information about how to harvest the plants?
Yes, there are information about when to plant, when to harvest, and different plants. The harvest happens in different seasons. It is not the same time we harvest everything, because the maturity of certain plants happen in certain reasons. The potency of certain plants will be optimal in a particular season, like that. There's a whole ecosystem management as a part of this. And how we have our own rice field. Most of the fruits, vegetable, grains we grow in our own farm.
Wow.
My house is amidst of a 64-acre, where there is a wetland, there is a hill, there is the whole ecosystem. So we look at the direction of the clouds coming and the speed to decide when to sow the rice seed, because we can sow that after 5 days of soaking, because the seedling, the roots start coming. So my granddad will come out and look at it. Yes, it is time for us to soak the seed. The rain is going to be in 4 days. Looking at the direction of the cloud and the speed, they were able to. And there were signals from the ecosystem. There is a particular a bird, it will come and start making a particular noise. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. That is so we translate that into vittam kaikotum. It is time for you to take the seed and soak and take the plow. It is time. And as a kid, I was so curious, why only in that one season, about 1 or 2 weeks, this bird coming? From where the bird is coming and which is that bird? And I went seeking where the bird is. Then I identified, it was a real surprise for me. It is a bird, always they are not coming in that for the 2 weeks, but this is the mating season for that bird. And when that bird make this sound, that means the rain is going to come in a week. So be ready to sow the seeds.
Fascinating. And it's the fact that thousands of years ago, when these Vedic texts were written, that they were living so close to nature.
Of course. They knew that they are the nature. They live in sync with the nature. Till I was 16 years old, we didn't have electricity at our home. We were using the oil lamps. And we were sleeping early with the sunset and waking up early because we didn't want to burn too much oil, right? More in sync with the nature. And I had 5 cows. So there's a whole system. The cows are fed by the grass in our field, and the cow gives the cow's urine and the cow dung, one of the best, manure for the plants to grow. And there's a whole system when to do the pruning, when to do the plowing. And we still keep certain area without disturbance because we want that wild ecosystem, natural ecosystem to thrive. We will not, even though the field is available, we will not, about 25-30% we will keep it as such. We will never disturb that area at all because we want that natural ecosystem to thrive while we are having our own cultivation.
It's beautiful to see those practices, and you're living with that energy to produce this vital crop.
Exactly. I still remember my mother going and talking to her, the kitchen garden plants like a small babies. When the new flower comes on the okra, she will talk to okra. Oh, so nice. And there is, it's a beautiful, as if, you may think that it's like, Dr. J, you are talking about like a novel and a story, very, artistic. No, this was the real living, a part of our real living. And even the cows, we consider them as our family members. And there are occasions we celebrate the cows and bulls living with us. We put ornaments to them, and there is celebration. And so it's a different orientation about living in sync with the nature, protecting the whole nature and supporting each other.
Yes, absolutely.
Supporting us, we are supporting the plants, cows, the whole ecosystem.
Absolutely. And understanding that everything is energy, and the energy we put into something and the respect shown and the care shown, then it produces better results.
No doubt about that. And there has been, very codified information about in what type of land, what plants will grow. And also, it is not that one crop we cultivate. There will be one main crop. Under that, there will be another crop going with it. There will be in between, before it grows into full grown, there is another plant for 3 months in between. So many layers, right? Mm-hmm. So that means the water resource, what you want to use, is used for 3 types of generations of plant at the same time. The rainwater harvesting, and we will never, all the natural water resource will be kept intact. And so
everything is recycled.
Everything is recycled.
And then allowing the crops to rotate, allowing the nutrients to rejuvenate and the soil to rest when it needs rest.
Exactly. Yeah. You can come to my farm in Kerala, you will see a lot of earthworms and everything. We don't use pesticides, no fertilizers, no plastics. So we still try to follow everything. So you can see that vibrant, the nature, the soil.
Yes.
And, that really helps. Not only about the plant, but even the benefit what you can get from such, harvest. The
Right.
taste, what you can feel from that. It is
Hmm.
totally different from what you can get from the stores.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's grown and harvested in such a respectful way. And also the time of year, as you said, this type of soil it's grown in, the exposure to the sun, all this has an impact, of course, on the end result of that plant and the qualities and the properties it will have in regards to Ayurveda medicine,
Hmm.
that it will have a big impact on not only how it's grown, but also the qualities of the soil and the atmosphere and the environment and so on.
Definitely. It's like us, right? We are eating food every day, drinking water every day, breathing all the time. That means whatever be in the surrounding, it is going in, right? The same way plants also. Plants are eating, plants are drinking, plants are breathing, right? So how we keep the environment in a very nurturing, clean, natural way, the plants are going to absorb the material around them, the water around them, the air around them. And what they are going to produce is based on the inputs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is why, I always mention this in the class, you must have heard that if you want to protect yourself, protect the nature around you, because there is no difference between you and the nature. Every moment, nature is transforming to you, and you are transforming to the nature. That is why how you are dealing with the plant really make how that plant's growth, energy, and the potency is going to be. And there are specific instructions, right? So you approach the plant in this way, you seek permission in this way, and don't harvest completely. Take only one part of it. Take the roots growing towards the north and go in a particular season. And in the moon cycle, you go on this particular day. There are specific days for us to do things because the influence of the moon, the waxing and waning moon, certain plants will have the optimal potency close to the full moon time, whereas certain plants, it is the no moon time.
I remember you saying that before in a class, and it has stuck with me. I always thought that was so fascinating because the qualities of then the plant will be affected by that waxing or waning or full moon.
Sure. That is one of my mission to preserve those knowledge and give that to the students and transmit that to the next generations because these type of with the industrialization, modernization, this type of most important knowledge systems are fading from the earth. Whereas, according to me, the way the climate change happening and the global survey saying that, hey, if you want to sustain longer, you need to go back, right?
Yes.
We are taking the nature to extreme,
Yeah.
deforestation, using chemicals, pesticides, etc. How to go back? Going back to a normal or much better, healthier situation is reinstating these natural practices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Recognizing it is not only everything is for the human beings, right? We think since we have that additional intelligence and capability as human beings, we think that everything is for our consumption and convenience.
Mm-hmm.
No, every plant, every animal, every creature has the same equal. For Mother Nature, we are all same. Every being should have the same equal ability to thrive here, right?
Absolutely.
And that's why many a time, even some of the plants are not, they have their own toxicity. We will never destroy them completely because that is also a part of the ecosystem. They are indirectly supporting many of those other dynamics in the nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
And certain plants supports the dragonflies. When the dragonflies are thriving, they won't allow the mosquitoes to grow because mosquito larva is the feed for the dragonfly. So there's a whole chain of reaction where keeping that natural ecological balance is so important. It's not about what is good for you, what is supporting you, what you can eat. Okay. So it's a different orientation.
Right. There's bigger systems at play here that we don't quite understand sometimes. And so I know one of your other passions, and while we're talking about how the world is moving towards, more technology, one of your other passions is technology, right? And so how do you see this going forward? Because we are in this high tech, like really moving at light speed with technology now and AI. But yet the importance of holding on to this wisdom as well. So how do you see those two, what seems like opposite ends of the spectrum, living together going forward?
It's challenging. Why it is challenging? Because all this technology, advancement, etc., it is considered as the human progress, right?
Yeah.
But living in sync with the nature and nurturing that ecosystem and creating the harmony is never a priority of the modern world. Because progress means science, technology, going to the moon and capturing the Mars, where here the humanity is suffering. Number of diseases are increasing, number of patients are increasing, and all are under stress. It's very challenging. But the truth is truth, right? Of course, leveraging technology is not bad. I love technology, as you know. I am able to converse with the world, able to transmit or make the knowledge reach across the globe because of only technology. If I am teaching only in a classroom and everybody should come to me, I will be able to impart this knowledge only in a small area. So it is really helping. Even this podcast, what you are recording, this is going to the world because of the technology. So I am a technology person, but there is a fine line where you use the technology for your support, etc., without compromising, without destroying your natural living systems, the ecosystems and harmony. It's a fine line.
It is a fine line. And it's almost like we have to have, humility that nature has this intelligence and a systems approach here that we have to respect and live in tune with, rather than thinking we can manufacture new ways of making things faster and slicker and more efficient, which we sometimes deem as being the way forward. However, talking about efficiency, like you say, with nature, you have to be patient.
You have to be, right? You have to be.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a plant to grow optimally, naturally, but by adding double water, it cannot have double growth within that time. Right. So there is a natural growth, natural evolution that we need to accept. And I'm really concerned about, the hybridization, the genetic modification for our convenience and our consumption. This is really going to disrupt the natural ecosystem, right? Certain seeds, when you plant that, no other seed can do it for commercial purpose, but it is really disrupting the entire ecosystem.
Yeah.
Because according to me, when you manipulate the nature, it is equivalent to manipulating yourself. You must have heard this from me in the class.
Yes, I did.
When we make the grape seedless, rest be assured we are making ourselves seedless. Because grape seed is one of the best fertility enhancer. That means you are losing a support from the nature to enhance the quality of your seeds, your fertility.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
When you make the chicken to grow in place of 24 months, you artificially make it grow in 24 weeks. Rest be assured when our children eat that, they will get matured much earlier than usual. Yes. Our girls will start menstruating at the age of 8 and 9 and 10. Affects their life expectancy and their quality of health. So it's complex.
Very.
It is huge, it's complex. And for me, I'm very, very clear. There is only one way to make change in the world. There is only one way to transform an individual, transform a family, transform a community, or transform the whole world, is to build awareness. Nothing else. Because you will change the way you are doing things if you are aware about the need for the change. right?
Absolutely.
You will do the right thing only if you know that, oh, this is the right thing. This is so important for me to do it. So that is why I really appreciate your effort, because building awareness is the only way to transform world a better place.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're all of those out there who are passionate about Ayurveda are doing that, right? We're all trying to create this awareness in the world and this understanding of this amazing wisdom of Ayurveda. I'm going to jump in here because I want to tell you about my next group discounted digestive reset cleanse, which is starting October 4th. Now, even though this is a group cleanse, we go through it in a private community to support each other and hold each other accountable. It is individualized. It's tailored to you because it comes with a 90-minute online consultation where you and I will hop on Zoom and I will check in on your current health status and tailor the cleanse, the recipes, the self-care, the mindfulness to you and your lifestyle, making sure that it fits in to your day-to-day life without causing extra stress or overwhelm. This cleanse will help you eliminate any accumulation of toxins or doshas at the end of the season. It will also help to reset the digestive system, aiding digestion and elimination, and calm the nervous system with the wonderful mindfulness practices that we bring in. Help to improve your sleep and your energy and rejuvenate your body and leave you feeling light and clear and energetic. So if you're interested in taking part in this group cleanse starting October 4th, then check out all the details and register on my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com, and go to the events page for this group discounted cleanse. And make sure that you book your 90-minute consultation before the start date of October 4th. Now, if that date doesn't work for your schedule, you can choose a private cleanse, which is the same structure, but you get to choose your own dates and you have me one-to-one for support. I will also put those links in the show notes, and I hope to connect with you soon. Okay, let's go back to my conversation with Dr. J. And can you talk to us a little bit more about the principles of Vedic agriculture? Sustainability being a big one. Respect.
Exactly. Sustainability is the big one, where you respect the whole nature. Consider the whole nature as your body, right? In your body, you have liver, you have kidney, you have skin, you have various organs. Do you see them separately and treat them separately? I want only liver today, tomorrow only. No, that is one system. Without that integrity of all the organ systems, with the intelligence within you, you will not live as a human being. There is no existence as a human being. The same way for the nature. The humans and animals and plants and the larvae and the fishes, these are all the organs of the nature, right? And we need to nurture, nourish, and sustain all those organs in a balanced way so that they mutually support, they mutually thrive. So that is why in Vedic agriculture, always there is importance given to everything. We will not have only one crop cultivated in the whole land available. Okay, so that is one thing. Taking nature as one body and preserving and protecting the whole organs and systems in that. That is one thing. Second, preserving the natural resources to make the plants thrive. That can be the ponds, the wild streams, the rainwater. There is a whole process of doing that, right? You come to Kerala, you go to everywhere, there will be small ponds. I have 2 natural springs in my property and 2 wild streams. Wild streams may not flow the way it was before in summer, but my natural spring, even in summer, it will be flowing. Because we preserved the whole area in that way, right? All the rain coming will be taken into we will not, the water will not allow that to just flow and drain. So there are in the slanting slopes in our farm, there will be stages created, right? Like a step. You go and see the whole hill is like a step, because each step is holding a particular amount of water that percolate down into the earth, and the water table is better. So even in summer, you will have water in your well and your natural spring, right? So
Amazing.
go to every hilly area, you will see as if it is steps. It is not step, it is a way of preserving the resources, the natural resources. Then also, certain plants can thrive only in the presence of certain other plants. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
For example, there is an Ayurvedic herb in Kerala called akori, and where we use it in many of the skin conditions in traditional texts. And it's a very small plant, a wild plant. And when we go to the forest looking for akori, we will not look for akori. We always look for another flowering plant called ixora, the cheti, the wild ixora, because this akori can thrive only in presence of the ixora. So if you want akori, don't search for akori. You see in the wild, where is that red flower ixora? Parandi, that is the Sanskrit name. If there is parandi, there will be akori.
Wow.
Because the akori can thrive only in the presence of the parandi. Now, I think you have visited Ayurveda Gram in Bangalore, the Kerala Ayurveda Wellness Resort. In that herbal garden at the center, you will see a stage on which there are two trees. One is a peepal tree, another one is a neem tree. The neem tree and the peepal tree at the center, they are considered as couple. When a peepal tree and the neem tree grows in one field, the whole area is more fertile. The plants will have better potency. And even myself and my wife Sunita, we made them got married between, because peepal is the male and neem is the lady, and there is a ritual.
Wonderful.
Making these two plants marry each other and staying there together as a couple. They bless the whole land, right?
Yeah.
So you'll see that at Ayurveda, the center stage, one peepal tree and one neem tree.
Yes, I remember seeing that. Yeah, amazing.
Yes. So, lot to, regain, or that knowledge which is still there, how to preserve this knowledge, how to share this knowledge, how we can bring it back is the key in sustenance and longevity, the whole mankind. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And this is a very vital time, as you mentioned a moment ago, that with, GMO seed and that way of farming, that monocrop farming, it's having such an effect on the soils, on the plant itself, on, the nutrients available in the soil, on the bugs, and on the ecosystem around it. So this is a very important time when we see this shift towards monocrops and particularly the GMO seed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I totally agree with you. And so the plants grow as community, and the bugs grow as a community with the plants. And it's so fascinating. As a kid, I used to go, in our rice field. It's a wet field. In that center, there is a rock formation. So I used to go and sit there after coming back from school and just sit there and look at the bugs going, what they do, what they're going. It was so fascinating for me, that micro world, how the dynamics within that and how they behave. So it is so interesting. There is a lot of intelligence in the nature.
So much, and still a lot that we don't understand.
Exactly. Because we are in this rat race, it's about accumulating things and resources, and, it's a different orientation, totally different orientation.
Yes. And that's why there needs to, talking about this, putting this awareness out there, and there needs to be a shift where, yes, we can be advancing with technology and amazing advances, But at the same time, we still need to respect the old customs
Respect and preserve the old. That is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm still hopeful that we'll be able to gradually shift back to a better, healthy lifestyle and living systems with the nature. And that is why I mentioned building awareness is the only way to get there, right? If people know that there is a way to really live in sync with the nature, and that will help us to survive more, sustain better, healthy life. So that is why I always, whenever I get an opportunity to talk about these concepts, I will be always there.
Yes.
To do that. And I'm also glad that I have so many students. They're really passionate about this. And even, in Ayurveda, the herbs, we need to find ways of promoting the herbs, growing and cultivation, etc., not only in India, but across the globe. The way Ayurveda is getting popular across the globe, if everybody is going for herbs to India, not only herbs, India will not be there.
Absolutely.
So we need to identify, because there is a particular, the equator, the belt, right? It's not only India, there are so many other countries having the same climate belt there. So we need to identify ways of promoting. And also we need to identify the medicinal herbs in other part of the world and even incorporate that into the Ayurvedic pharmacopoeia. So lot of natural preserving projects we need to take on. And Ayurveda can be really a source of knowledge and inspiration to accomplish that. So that is, the whole Ayurvedic, the herbs and formulation process. If you look at the plants, these are all treasures from the nature, right? Every medicinal plant that has unique property to heal your specific problem. These are all treasures from the nature, right? And they are in different forms, different type of plants, different part of the plant used. Sandalwood is good only if it is heartwood used. Amalagi is good only if the fruits used. Guduchi is useful only the stem used, right? So there's a repertoire of a collection of or abundance of knowledge available from the Vedas, from the Vedic tradition, which we need to unfold.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I am a Vaidya, I'm an Ayurvedic teacher. Still, there are unexplored areas in Ayurveda, not yet utilized by, the communities.
Oh, really?
Still unexplored areas. Some of the fascinating concept. Kayakalpa, means the transformation, the ultimate rejuvenation program in Ayurveda, where the true anti-aging process, according to me, it is not fully explored even now. And some of my passionate projects for future, to demonstrate to the world the power of Ayurveda.
That's very exciting. that it is, as you say, it's an ocean of knowledge that's endless.
Yes, that's definitely
great. Yeah. And talking there about the sustainability of Ayurvedic herbs and medicines, and going back to what we were saying earlier about how where a herb is grown, that the qualities of that soil, the environment, the climate. And so it's great to see that you're saying it's important that we use plants and herbs from other areas. Can you talk a bit about the effect of, say, me, for example, living here in France, being a European, using herbs from a climate such as India and the effects of that climate on the herbs? And is it better to use more local herbs and products?
Very good question. I get this question very, frequently from my students. So this is what it is. I'm from India. I'm living in America, right? The human anatomy is the same, human physiology. There can be certain subtle changes, but the overall human consciousness, human mind, human physiology is the same. So it is not necessary that, you need to eat only what is locally available. Not necessary. The merit of local is you get it immediately. You get it fresh without, So, and it's the whole nature is working together. You cannot say that my brain is not important because it is sitting on the top. My leg is less important sitting. We are all a part of the whole nature. So the organs of the nature, as I mentioned before, the cells of the nature. So there's nothing. But if we can promote more cultivation as well as protecting the nature and nurturing the plants, the plantations, growing the seeds. According to me, every family should grow their vegetables, their herbs in their backyard. It should be a part of a new living culture.
Yeah.
And every family should have their own place where the cultivation, it should be a part of nurturing the new generations. The children children should grow. It should be a part of their weekly routine, daily routine, monthly routine, that planting, harvesting. Otherwise, how the next generation will know this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even today, many children in the city think that apple comes in packets from the plant.
And what a way to learn about nature and respect the timing of nature than having children grow and harvest their own food supply.
Exactly. That is the grassroots level progress we need to take care, where they should know how to plan, what to plan, how to plan, how to, water the plants and nourish, and how to harvest, what to do, what not to do. It should be a part of basic learning. In cities, you may not have your own independent garden at home. There should be community gardens, definitely. Yeah. Where the community, each family is responsible to go and do. There should be assignments for the families in a community. This is our community garden. We are going to grow it together. We are going to harvest and share this. There should be projects like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a great way also in a time when loneliness is an epidemic, that have this community gardening project where you're meeting other people in your community. Maybe you're sharing produce with other people and connecting over nature.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll have to give some food to caterpillars and butterflies. And I'll tell you a story. Before coming to Milpitas, we were in the other, next city, the Fremont. You must have come.
Yes, I came to Fremont. Yeah.
So wherever we go, we'll have our own, garden, the vegetables and herbs, etc. Here also we have. So we planted tomatoes in the spring, and next to our dining hall, through window we can see. So it's really coming up. We are keeping that, and small fruits, young fruits started coming. And one day while eating breakfast, looking through the window, we saw a caterpillar eating our tomato plant. 2 caterpillars. We went out. Initially, we thought, our tomato plant is being eaten. Then we discussed, they also need to thrive. We can have tomato from Whole Foods, but they cannot go to Whole Foods, right?
Right.
They need to thrive. It's okay. Let them thrive, etc. And we saw them really, eating everything. And after 4 days, we are having breakfast, looking through the window. A bird came and sat on it and picked the caterpillar and flew.
Oh.
Our caterpillars. Right? But it's a part of the ecosystem.
Yes.
Tomato plant is a part of the ecosystem. Caterpillar is a part of the ecosystem. The bird is a part of the system. A coyote may be waiting for the bird. That's a part of the ecosystem. So you cannot say that I cannot have any bugs. I cannot have any flies. I need to have only my fruits and vegetables clean. No, without the bugs, you cannot get vegetables. Without butterflies, you cannot have some other. So there is a different orientation required. It's not that everything should be for you, for humans, comfortable, clean. It's the nature.
Absolutely. You can't live in a sterilized environment.
Yes. Yeah. Always using this 99.99 bacteria killing, virus killing wipes. you are wiping yourself out because your cells are also the same biological cells, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are damaging yourself.
Yeah.
And isolating yourself will reduce your immunity, the resistance against those. Because if there is no threat, it's a part of nature's intelligence. You need bacteria, virus, and fungus around you for you to be strong. Because if there is no threat, that area will become weak because there is no
Mm-hmm.
challenge to
Mm-hmm.
face.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting, Colette, when we talk about the nature and the fine intelligence of the nature, the consciousness of the nature, how it works. So
It's fascinating, and I love that idea you mentioned just there, watching your caterpillars and the tomatoes and so on, and previously how as a child you would just watch the bugs, and it's such a great mindfulness practice and creates awareness around nature and brings respect for nature. Oftentimes in the evening I'll go out for a walk, and just the other day I was just watching a dragonfly for several minutes, but just doing little things like that, like and taking your kids out. Maybe after they've been cooped up now, they're going back to school all day, taking them to even your backyard and just showing them nature. And that in itself can be a meditation, right?
definitely. I always say that you should spend at least few minutes without shoes, without sandals, touching the Mother Earth. That will take all the imbalances within you, all the excessive energy and emotions from you. It will really ground you and balance you. I always use the example of why you need an earthing wire when you do the household electrical wiring. Why you need an earthing? Because any excessive surge of the current the Mother Earth can take without causing any problem. The same way, you also carry the same electromagnetic energy. Right? The electricity in your wire, in every cell has electromagnetic one. Your brain has. So any excessive surge because of the anxiety, because of the fear, because of any emotion developed can be really discharged to Mother Nature if you're ready to spend some time in the Mother Nature. When you get real stress headache, go and hug a tree, keep your forehead on the tree and take few deep inhalations and long exhalations. This is not just story. I have demonstrated this in so many cases when I was in Ayurveda in Bangalore.
It's amazing. Well, that's what Ayurveda is built on, our relationship to nature. But Dr. J, as we finish up here, is there anything else you wanted to talk about here? Or, you've already mentioned some tips for people, like, forget the manicured garden, get you instead have your crops growing there, or community garden, or even on a windowsill, right? If you're in an apartment without a community garden nearby, having some form of plants and herbs.
Respect the whole ecosystem. It need not be your garden just for, the beautiful structured, cutting every yellow leaf and cleaning the. It's not about your pleasant. You should nurture an ability to see the pleasantness of the whole ecosystem together, rather than cutting all the leaf, removing all the dry leaves are the great natural. The organic fertilizer for the new plants and the creepers, and the dry leaves preserve the moisture of there are so many things.
Yes, and little animals, their homes are in those leaves during those months of fall and winter.
Let us accept this mother, the nature as the Mother Nature. Every element of her, every cell of her is a part of our cell. And try to preserve, try to share this knowledge, be in the nature, take your children to the nature. Nature is the best teacher. Nature is the best healer. And let us start developing. If we lost that to a level at this point in time, we are never late. Let us go back to the nature. Let us start spending more time in the nature with our family and recultivate this consciousness for a better future world.
Absolutely beautifully said. And it just starts with that, right? I say this in every consultation, just getting back into that habit of having some nature time. It's so, especially in a world that's so busy, making time to just be in nature, particularly with kids, because of the technology they're exposed to nowadays. It's so important to include that time in nature. And it's free, it's simple, and it's a de-stressor and a healer.
Of course.
Wonderful.
The problem is many a time when things are free, we never value that.
Yeah.
It's true. So that is a challenge of the commercial world. When you pay more for the same product in a different packaging, you are more happier. What to do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the meantime, we will continue spreading awareness. And talking about spreading awareness, you're about to start into a new school term.
Yes, that's true. And this is, all these messages of the nature, the traditional teaching of Ayurveda, that is our Kerala Ayurveda Academy's commitment to our students and the world. We are here to bring the root knowledge without dilution and without modification. But we'll teach you without losing the integrity of the root knowledge in a way you can implement in your modern world. So that is our, from the roots with a modern voice is our commitment to the world, right? Yeah, it's true that our fall cohort is starting. The Holistic Ayurvedic Coach Program, it's a 6-month program, more focused on prevention and life enhancement, self-help program, how you can learn the principles of living to make your life better. Then there is a 1-year Ayurvedic health counselor, where you can be a health counselor guiding people, your family, friends, and communities. Then we have a 1.5-year Ayurvedic practitioner program. They are the primary clinicians of Ayurveda to heal and support people healing their mind-body imbalances and disorders. Then we have the Ayurvedic Clinical Specialist, ACS, previously known as Ayurvedic Doctor Level Certification. And that is a 3-year program after the practitioner program, and where you really deepen and broaden your knowledge, your efficiency, and your expertise in addressing most complex disorders and diseases affecting the people. So we are there from the beginning, introduction to the most advanced level of teaching.
Amazing.
So our courses are conducted here in Milpitas, California, but all our courses are live streamed across the globe. The live streamed courses are archived for the same students to review any number of times. One of the unique offer from Kerala Ayurveda. Any student join our certification program, their learning content, even the class what they are attending, will be recorded and archived in their e-learning system. And we give access to that e-learning system, how long? As long as the technology can handle.
That's amazing. And I go back to it again and again.
Exactly. It's
because amazing offer.
It's a life journey. Mm-hmm. It's not a technical knowledge you learn and use but this is a life journey, right? Mm-hmm. So you may want to refer, after 6 years, you may see somebody with some specific problems, and you may want to go back. Oh, Dr. J taught me that. Let me go and have a look at it, what to do, So we felt that is important.
Well, it's amazing to have that. I definitely go back regularly, particularly with podcast episodes when I'm researching. And I'll go back and check what I learned in class to make sure I'm on the right track. And so the dates of the start dates.
Our certification program starts in the October, end of September, October. That is the first 3 levels. The ACS program, the most advanced program, the 3-year program, starting in November. Those who are interested in joining any of this program can reach out to us. The email address is admissions@keralaayurveda.us.
Great.
Admissions@keralaayurveda.us. And our contact number is 888-275-9103. If it is Academy Extension 1, that is for the any information. But please visit keralaayurveda.us. Our website is constantly updated, and it will have all the information. And also, we have catalog for all these programs, our catalogs are the most elaborated catalog because we want to be upfront, want to
Yes,
be transparent. Uh, the certification program, you will see catalog 60 pages,
it's
70
great.
pages.
I remember
All the
studying those
information will be
catalogs.
there.
Yeah, that's great to have all that detail up front. And as well, you have your products, which with the topic we're discussing today are products, herbs, and so on that are really harvested with this plant consciousness in mind.
Our commitment is not only in education, our commitment is in everything what we do. That is our principle, right? Our products are, the way I mentioned to you about the harvest, about the process, about the quality, the efficacy, the purity. So everything is important for us.
Fantastic.
And I can proudly say that Kerala Ayurvedic products are the only, here in the US that can pass even the Prop 65, the most stringent safety regulation in the world, right?
Yes, absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing about Kerala Ayurveda, very committed to the ancient wisdom, but as you said, bringing it in a modern voice so it's easily implemented. So check out those links. I'll put all the links in the show notes. Dr. J, it's always such a pleasure. I always learn so much. And thank you so much for taking the time to share this wisdom today.
Thank you. Thank you. And I always appreciate you, Colette, because you are doing one of the most important work of disseminating this knowledge, sharing this knowledge, and building awareness across the globe. And I really appreciate what you are doing.
Thank you.
And Kerala Ayurveda's commitment. For us, this is not a business. For us, this is not a job. This is our life. And we want to express our life to the fullest for the world.
Wonderful. Beautifully said. Dr. J, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Dr. J, and please check out the show notes for all the links mentioned. And don't forget that upcoming discounted seasonal cleanse starting October 4th. You'll find those details in the show notes also. And if you haven't already subscribed or followed the podcast, then please do so, and the new episodes will automatically download for you. If you're finding benefit from this podcast, I would really appreciate a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And come join me on social media. You can find me on Facebook under Elements Healing and Wellbeing. And my new Instagram page is Elements of Ayurveda Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take good care of yourself. Be well and bye for now. Slanga full.